Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Thasya Nabilla. I am student of Office Administration Education 2017, Faculty of Economics, State University of Jakarta. Today, I would like to present about my thesis proposal with the topic is the effect of organizational commitment and work motivation on organizational citizenship behavior employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. Chapter 1, Preliminary. First, background. The background of the problem in this research are, first, the importance of managing human resources in the organization in order to create quality resources. And second, negative view of service provided by public organizations. Third, low prosocial behavior in public institutions. And last, the law of organizational citizenship behavior employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. Based on the pre-research, researchers identified and found that the organizational citizenship behavior of employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor still low. The results show that 51.4% of 55 employees had never done additional work voluntarily. And based on the pre-research, show that 54.3% of 35 employees are willing to help co-workers without being asked. Furthermore, the researcher also conducted a pre-research about factor influence the low organizational citizenship behavior of employees. There are trust, work motivation, organizational commitment, job satisfaction, and work discipline. Based on this research, indicate that the factor of organizational commitment and work motivation are factors that dominate the low organizational citizenship behavior of employees. And next, the formulation of problem in this research are, first, does organizational commitment affect organizational citizenship behavior on employee Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor? Second, does work motivation affect organizational citizenship behavior on employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor? And the last, does organizational commitment and work motivation affect organizational citizenship behavior on employee Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor? And next, the research purposes are knowing and analyzing the effect of organizational commitment on organizational citizenship behavior of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. Second, knowing and analyzing the effect of work motivation on organizational citizenship behavior employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. And the last, knowing and analyzing the effect of organizational commitment and work motivation on organizational citizenship behavior employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. And next, novelty of this research. Research by Nyoman Krana Yuliana Diatmika and Ikustimade Yuandana with the topic the effect of organizational commitment and work motivation on organizational citizenship behavior in Alampuri. The novelty of previous research are research object sector, sampling technique, and variable indicator. And second, research by Maswani Wani and Muhammad Iqbal 2020 with the topic the effect of job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and work motivation to organizational citizenship behavior featured in SMAN 9 Tangerang. The novelty of previous research are research object and sector, sampling technique, variable indicator, and research focus. And the last, research by Ria Savitri and Satyorianto 2020, the effect of perceived organizational support, organizational commitment, and work motivation to organizational citizenship behavior on employee of PT Sesen Terminal. The novelty of previous research are, first, research object and sector, sampling technique, variable indicator, and research focus. And next, Chapter 2, Literature Review. Conceptual description of organizational citizenship behavior. According to Titisari, organizational citizenship behavior is a person's contribution that exceeds to demand of the role where he is employed. This behavior usually involves voluntary behavior in carrying out extra tasks, helping others, and obeying organizational rules and procedures. According to S.Pd and Jati, organizational citizenship behavior is an employee's behavior that exceeds what is his responsibility in organization and is able to provide value of benefit for the organization overall. Next, according to Utami Errol, OCB is a form of formal, informal behavior outside the proper behavior expected of them to contribute to the organization, right, and what is in it. In other words, OCB is not listed directly in the employee job description. And next, conceptual description of organizational commitment. According to Atar, organizational commitment is employee loyalty to the organization and a continuous process that shows an attitude of loyalty and responsibility as member of the organization achievement and success. And second, according to Dia and Saraswati, organizational commitment is an action that is followed by a sense of trust, loyalty, responsibility, and an individual's activities involvement in the organization. And the last, according to Sariwulan Errol, organizational commitment is condition how much an employee binds himself to the organization and adheres to organization goals and hopes to maintain membership in the organization. Next, conceptual description of work motivation. According to Arisanti Errol, work motivation is a condition that can encourage and move a person's behavior from within and outside himself, according to the skills possessed to perform tasks that can produce maximum performance so that can certain goals is achieved. And second, according to Osman Errol, job motivation refers to the ability or desire to adopt higher levels of personal effect justified by the achievement of the organizational goals, objective which lead to the satisfaction of a particular individual need. And the last, according to Tamrin Erianto, work motivation is a form of willingness to implement a high effort of achieve corporate object, objective and is conditioned by the ability to meet the needs of a particular individual. And next, previous research. Research by Wani and Iqbal 2020 with the title The Effect of Job Satisfaction, Organizational Commitment, and Work Motivation to Organizational Citizenship Behavior Teacher in SMAN 9 Tangerang. The results show that organizational commitment and work motivation partially positive and significant effect on organizational citizenship behavior. And the research by Savitri and Rianto 2020 with the title The Effect of Perceived Organizational Support, Organizational Commitment, and Work Motivation to Organizational Citizenship Behavior on Employee of PT Session Terminal. The results show that organizational commitment and work motivation had a positive and significant effect on organizational citizenship behavior. And third, Diamika and Suandana 2016 with the title The Effect of Organizational Commitment and Work Motivation on Organizational Citizenship Behavior in Alampuri. The research showed that organizational commitment and work motivation have a positive and significant effect on organizational citizenship behavior. And next, research by Putra and Sudibya 2018 with the title is The Effect of Job Satisfaction, Organizational Commitment, and Work Motivation on Organizational Citizenship Behavior. The research showed that organizational commitment and work motivation had a significant and positive effect on organizational citizenship behavior. And then research by Marswadi et al. 2020 stimulating organizational citizenship behavior by applying organizational commitment and satisfaction. The results show that organizational commitment influence on organizational citizenship behavior. And the last, a research by Febriani 2016 with the title The Effect of Work Motivation on Organizational Citizenship Behavior Employee of PT Pelindo 3 Persero Cabang Tanjung Perak, Surabaya. The results show that work motivation had a significant and positive effect on OCB. And next, theoretical framework. First, organizational commitment effect organizational citizenship behavior. According to Kusmayedi et al., state that the relationship between organizational commitment and OCB is positive. So it can be said that the better of organizational commitment, that the better also organizational citizenship behavior. Second, work motivation affects organizational citizenship behavior. According to Prabandari and Riani, if someone is motivated, it will provide the most significant effort in achieving in goal. The higher of work motivation, the acceleration will increase and OCB behavior will increase. And the last, organizational commitment and work motivation effect organizational citizenship behavior. According to Diatmika and Suandana and Putrana Sudibya, said that organizational commitment, which is also supported by work motivation, as a positive and significant influence on organizational citizenship behavior. Therefore, if the application of the good organizational commitment and proper work motivation, then organizational citizenship behavior will increase better. And then the research hypothesis. First, hypothesis 1, there is a significant and positive influence between organizational commitment and organizational citizenship behavior employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. Hypothesis 2, there is a significant and positive influence between work motivation and organizational citizenship behavior employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. And the last, hypothesis 3, there is a significant and positive influence between organizational commitment and work motivation toward organizational citizenship behavior employee of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. And next, capture 3, research methodology. First, the research time is start from March 2020, and the research place is Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. And then the population in this research is all employees of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor. And the affordable population is non-civil servant employees of Dinas Perhubungan Kabupaten Bogor, while the sample use was 189 non-civil servant employees. This amount is obtained from calculation using the Slovene formula, and sampling technique used is proportional random sampling. And then the research method used is quantitative research. And then the data collective technique using a questionnaire. And the last, data analysis technique use multiple linear regression analysis with SPSS version 25 program. Okay, that's all my thesis proposal presentation. Thank you for attention and thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.